Hello, my name is Greg Spute, and I will be doing my presentation on Scenario 5 from Chapter 5. Here's a few of the facts from Scenario 5 and the background information for it. William McGee is an internal auditor for Premier Printing, which is a book printing company. When books are printed with flaws, the customer may file a claim against Premier, and this customer may claim that they are not obligated to pay the full amount of the invoice. The accounts receivable CPA will be adding and crediting receivables and will not know exactly how many of these receivables will be expected to be paid in full. McGee is reviewing the accounts receivables and discovers many discrepancies in the larger accounts where the customer has filed a claim against Premier for the below standard quality of books and they pay less than the original invoice. McGee discovers that the lesser payment is credited against a carried over receivable instead of a prior impaired transaction instead of the original invoice. This makes Premier look more profitable as it hides potential write-offs. This is also called kiting. There are a few things that were discovered by McGee that would create opportunities for fraudulent or unethical behavior. While McGee was doing his review of accounts receivable, he discovered that the department is understaffed, and this could be a potential control risk because there may not be enough separation of duties or independent checks occurring. He discovers that the CFO has instructed the accounts receivable staff to regard all invoices as collectible and to apply them to carried over balances. This is the kiting fact. This reporting has led to stronger profits for the company, and the CFO receives bonuses for these larger profits, which is why he is having them perform the kiting for him. The wrongdoing could ultimately affect the shareholders of the company because they think that they are investing in a very strong and profitable company when in fact they are not. When McGee approached the CFO and advised him against the said policy, the CFO threatened McGee's employment with the company. The scenario presented different choices for McGee to choose from in regards to this situation. They are do what the CFO instructs because the CFO has the authority and the responsibility for the situation. Go directly to the president of the company. Go to the external auditor and speak with the owners or the board of directors of the company. Each of these options would most likely be considered by someone in this circumstance, and I'd also like to include my own, that he could leave the company respectfully and seek other employment if he feels that no matter what decision is made, he would face termination of employment. Because the CFO is participating in kiting, which is a form of fraud, McGee should not follow the instructions of the CFO. This would not be the best option. This could potentially lead to legal prosecution against McGee for prior knowledge of the fraud. The best course of action for McGee would be to report this action to the board of directors or the audit committee of the board. If this option is unavailable, he should consider speaking to the president of the company if he feels comfortable doing so. Reporting to the external auditors would be less preferable because this does not provide Premier the opportunity to fix the problem themselves and rectify the situation. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.